Nurse Sue here and welcome to my kitchen. So I was getting ready to throw dinner together and thought, you know what, let me turn a video on. We'll see how this turns out. So tonight I'm making creamy crock-pot beef tips and mushrooms. So for some reason, I've been hungry for beef tips and noodles. You can see my videos. I don't do a lot with beef because when it comes to protein, the more feet, the more fat. So your cows have 4 feet, your pig, your lamb, so you're going to get more fat. So I tend to try to go a little heart healthier with that turkey, chicken, fish kind of thing. But I was just really hungry for these. So this is what we're having. And honestly, this recipe had me at Crockpot, okay? I don't have a lot of time today. I've got a lot of work to get done. So the first thing I'm going to do is just take 2 pounds of beef stew meat. They had it on sale at Costco. And then I just kind of repackaged it. So I had it vacuum sealed in the freezer for just such an occasion. And I don't know, that's probably a little more than 2 pounds, so maybe I'll beef up some of this recipe a little bit later, but we're going to start with that. The next thing I'm going to put in is about a cup of mushrooms. Now, I have far more than a cup here, but I absolutely love mushrooms, so I'm going to put a whole bunch of those in there. The next thing it calls for is a can of cream of mushroom soup. Now, I'm trying really hard to get cans out of my pantry. It's just a bunch of processed garbage, tons of sodium in it, really not good for you. So I have my cream of anything soup. If you search my videos, you'll find this one. But I actually, you can make any kind of cream soup with this. So I took a 1/3 cup of this mix, and then I did a cup of broth because I was using broth anyways. And then I put in some chopped up mushrooms and just kind of warmed it up till it starts to thicken. And this is my can of cream of mushroom soup. If you want cream of celery soup, you're just going to dice up celery when you make this. If you like broccoli, you're going to do broccoli. I had a recipe that needed cheese soup. I put cheddar cheese in this, so it works really well. And again, it just eliminates those processed cans out of my pantry. So I'm going to take my 1 can of cream of mushroom soup, and I'm going to just throw that on top of there. And the next thing I'm going to add is the recipe does call for beef broth. I don't have beef broth, but what I do have is vegetable broth. I keep all my vegetable scraps in the freezer or throw them in big Ziploc bags. When my Ziploc bag is full, I cook them all down for a couple of hours and then make my own veggie broth. So I have some of that. So I'm going to go ahead and put in a 1/2 cup of that homemade vegetable broth there. And then the next thing I need is a 1/2 cup sour cream. So I'm just going to put that one in. And then the next is just onion powder and garlic powder, and I'll put the amounts in the recipe. Oh, okay. That does not want to come out of there. I'll put the amounts in the recipe, but when it comes to garlic, onion, I'm a measure with my heart, girl, because I love it. And then you're going to do salt and pepper to taste. I don't add salt typically to food. I let people salt it because I really like salt, but I don't have a blood pressure issue. And if you have a blood pressure issue, obviously salt is not your jam. So I'm just going to mix and stir this up. And then you can cook it on low for 8 hours. I'm actually in a hurry, again, last minute Lucy here. So I'm going to put it on high for about 4 hours. And then you can serve it over noodles or rice. And then I just have some summer squash, some zucchini, some peppers in the refrigerator that kind of need to be eaten. So I'm just probably going to dice those up and put on the plate with it. And we're going to call it dinner. Super easy, put together in just minutes. So I hope you'll give this a try. Let me know what you're thinking about this recipe. And thanks for stopping by my kitchen today.